bamboos right here. Hello, I always named Johnny. Not that Waksachi. Wilma. Have you kids any idea what I said? I said, hello, my name is Johnny. I am Waksachi. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you kids. Have you kids any questions for me? Yes. What is what? This is a tule hut made out of the tule reeds. You kids know what tule reeds are?
Yes.
Some of them do and some of them don't. Tule reeds, they go along the water. That's the cattail right here, but there's another bush hidden in the back. That's the tule reed. A lot of people think it's bamboo, but it's not bamboo. It feels a lot different.
Yeah, because it's hollow.
Like, does it? Yeah, the tule reeds is a natural resource. You guys know what natural resources are? All right, natural resources are gifts and blessings that our Creator provides us. Provide us with these natural resources for housing, for food, for water, for drinking. Those are the things that we all need, right?
Yes.
And that's why we give thanks, like we did earlier. We give thanks to our Creator every day. Thank you for allowing us to have these things. Have you kids any questions? Yes.
So how long have these been here?
This one has been here a couple of years now. I just added over it. When you first make it, you see that's kind of thin right there, right? You can see through that pretty good. But then to make your winter home, you just add more layers and more layers. And that would keep it watertight. And you kids, some of you might know what adobe is, the adobe houses that they used to make. And if you really wanted it watertight, and if you had the mud or natural resources provided, you would pack it with mud over the winter. And that would last you through the winter time and keep you dry. Yes? With the tule reeds here. It's all used, the tule reeds. And then for the framework, we use the willow. The willow tree is a very good tree. It's a medicine tree as well as a strong wood for our structures. Yes? Have you kids any idea why we had two different types of huts? Yes. Pardon me? No.
Maybe
Don't be afraid. Ask a question. That's how we're going to learn, right?
maybe because they had different homes.
No, well, see, my ancestors, Waksachi, we're up in the mountains. My great-grandma's side is Wakchamni. They're down in the valley, right? And in the valley, there's not a lot of big redwood trees, correct? And up in the mountains, there's tules, but not as plentiful as they are in the lakes. You know Tulare? At one time, there used to be a big freshwater lake there. One of the largest lakes west of the Mississippi in the United States was in this valley. It no longer exists, but at that one time, that lake was covered with these tule reeds all the way around there. So they had plenty of these tules down in the valley and up in the mountains where they had more of the trees and more stronger structure. They preferred those, but that's why we had the two different types of materials. Any other questions? Yes. That is an acorn granary. Store the acorns. Right now, this time of the year, in September and early October, the acorns start falling. Even on some varieties, they start falling as late as August. But when they fall, they would gather the acorns and put them in storage. And the reason you keep them off the ground is to keep the bugs, because the bugs like the acorns as well.
So the bears.
The bears didn't bother the acorns, but they would eat berries if you had berries, but not the acorns. So it was safe to have the
What
acorns.
about black one? There.
Blackberries, moho'o. That's how we say it, moho'o. You see that? And I just throw some language in there, that way you guys might know a word or two. When you go, you might be able to call your little friend that you call bear moho'o, and he's wondering, what? Any other questions? You know, today where you're at here, this used to be an actual village site. Of course, these houses weren't here. And these huts wouldn't have been on the hill here. They would have been around there where the ground is level.
And there'll be no cars.
And there would be no cars, none of the poles, and no electricity.
And
How do
no,
you know that this was a building site?
And no road.
No road. Yep. None of this man-made stuff would be here. It would all been natural resources. Of course, this is man-made, but it's made from a natural resource. So if you kids would like, follow me up the hill. I can show you some things up here before they ring the bell.
Bottle, you gotta stay
Be
right.
over here on this side.
Oh no, we have to stay close.
Do you guys know anything familiar with these rocks or peculiar?
This is hard.
See the
My
holes in
legs
the rock?
hurt already.
See the holes over here? You know how those holes were used? The ladies would sit here and grind the acorn. Someone sit on that side with the legs crossed, you know what I mean? And then maybe the mother and her daughter working together. While they were doing these things, that's how the kids went to school. They didn't have to go to school like you kids today. Because back then, every day while they were learning, sitting with their mother or the grandmother, they're learning. They're in school, learning things that are helpful in their life that's going to help them later when they start their own families. You see there's quite a bit of the holes over here. It's a little bit muddy this year. We got spring water coming out of the rocks, which is good. You see over here all the holes in the shade shelter. The shade shelter would be used for when the sun comes up over here and they want to keep grinding. They can grind and have some shade, keep them full. Have you kids any questions? Yes. Waxahachie. Yes.
So, how long does that take to build?
These didn't take long. I built that up here a couple of days ago, maybe a half a day to go gather material, make the mats, and then put it together.
Oh.
It's not that long.
Oh, but what about that?
Yeah, that one took quite a bit longer there. It takes a few days just to make the mats.
Wow.
If you kids look below you, right here, excuse me, you see the little one? And there's also another one over here.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? That one. Wait, what's that?
Can you ask why are those so small compared to the other holes, right? Those would be used for making your medicine. Remember I mentioned earlier about the willow?
Yes.
See, that's our brain. Well, the willow is where you get aspirin from. The same stuff that
Oh, the bell is ringing.
is what they use for aspirin.